Folks, so everybody is still reeling after the Pooh Shiesty Gucci Mane robbery, but I'm here today to tell you that this ain't the first Shiesty robbery that Pooh Shiesty has pulled, and you might have forgotten. If you're new to Pooh Shiesty, you just discovered him in the FDO days, you might not realize that this guy is a real slimy dude. He is really Shiesty, just like he said, don't let that Dirk verse go to your head. Pooh's really Shiesty, and it's true. And he's been robbing people for several years, and there was a very infamous gun robbery that actually inspired the song Back in Blood that you might not be aware of, but basically is the origin story of Pooh Shiesty pretty much being the Joker of armed robberies. So look, Pooh Shiesty's been no stranger to breaking the law since a young age. This is apparently a photo that's been circulating of him wearing an ankle monitor at age 11. That's Pooh Shiesty with the ankle monitor on. So he's been Shiesty, he's been getting in trouble for many, many years now. Okay, I'm about to tell you about one of the craziest robberies that has ever gone down in Memphis, okay, and it inspired the song Back in Blood. Now, this was famously referenced in the song Back in Blood. Basically, the whole song is all about stealing a bunch of guns from the ops, okay, and there's a bunch of incidents where he says, we ain't mask up, dodging no wrecks. They know who it was, extorting it like the 80s. Get it back in blood. Yeah, you know who took that shit from you. Come get it back in blood, all right? Apparently, this was all about him robbing a bunch of people for guns. I don't know why he wants something back from me. Shit. You got to get this shit in blood, homie. That's what he said. He's notorious for stealing stuff from people. That's what they've been saying, all right? If I took something, get it back in blood. I don't give a F what he was. He's been robbing people really bad, okay? So I'm going to break it all down to you. So there is a gang that's been very active in Memphis since 2015 called EBG, okay? You might not be tapped into this gang, but they are very, very deep in Memphis, okay? This is on Memphis 10, the gang subreddit. It says EBG is a gang that's been around since 2016, 2015. It was created in remembrance of E. Bezel, who died. EBG has over 20 members, and most of them are young. Members include Jizzle, Wooski, Jeremy, Lynn, Ra, Money, Mexico, Double O. They have at least 3 dead members, and they have at least 1 that's currently locked up. So we've got some of the EBG members rolling deep. All right, it's their little spot. That's their corner. Okay, they're saying they also lost Fatty, Money, Tay, and Ra Money. Saying EBG has at least 40 members. People saying they lost 7. But basically, they're a serious gang in Memphis that is to be feared. Okay, so this is allegedly who, you know, Pooh Shiesty's Chopper gang was at war with and who they were stealing guns from. And obviously the song Back in Blood was apparently a diss towards EBG and members that had guns stolen from them. They would even release their own response to this. Pooh Shiesty was said, drop that song, you ain't gonna live to see that baby get here. They put that at the start, and then they dropped their own Back in Blood remix. Guns everywhere. Big show of force. All right. Now, ironically, rapping over the Pooh Shiesty beat, Pooh Shiesty probably ended up taking all the money from this. But this got 1.5 million views, clearly flagged in the copyright system. So unfortunately, this probably made Pooh Shiesty, or at least his producer, some money. But the lyrics in this this remix of the song, that concludes heavy disses towards Pooh Shiesty, members of his Chopper gang, and even Lil Durk specifically. This is EBG Jizzle, probably one of the, if not the most infamous EBG member, basically clapping back at Pooh Shiesty in his verse, and he breaks it all down and claps back at Pooh Shiesty. So he says, cross my heart, that's on my soul. Little Mr. Pooh, you as a hoe. Telling gang that 30 shot you, now you rapping, that's your bro. 6 a.m. you made a post. I know you hate they freed O. Ask Lil Scar, homie, no. They lost Fat Boy because of Poe. Speak on Bezel, you'll get shot. You know me and Stacks lay on your spot. Dirk, you hopping on this song. Don't make me slide through O Block. 55.6 with the bond stocks. I guess maybe the bump stocks. You know we love exotic Glocks. We ain't working with the cops. Can't let these pussies get on top. Okay, so he's even dissing Lil Durk, saying he's about to slide through O Block, all of that stuff. Now, interestingly enough, okay, immediately after this remix and the alleged gun robbery, EBG would do an interview to set the record straight regarding the details of that robbery, and they wanted to downplay the incident. Let me get this working. Let's go.
These niggas doing shit you supposed to do when you were 14, 15, breaking the house, busting windows out and shit. 300.
So, go ahead, rapped about it and shit.
I guess that was the Back in Blood song. You see it? That was really like, when he put it like he took something, that was mad.
Oh, so that Back in Blood song, I felt like that was about y'all brother and shit.
We know that. No, it wasn't about our brothers, about them breaking in the house. He just trying to put it like he took something. You heard the song. You got a list of
Yeah. Oh, okay. That do make sense though, but damn.
So they're basically saying, look, they broke in the house and stole stuff. They acting like they took stuff, like they robbed us. There was a burglary, not a robbery, is what they're trying to say.
Damn.
You know.
Word up. Hey, and you did mention that you was like Big 30 had shot him, bro. That's real though.
Shit, that what he told us.
Oh, so y'all was together?
When we was in school and shit, you know, we were fucking with them niggas in school and shit. They started doing this shit when they graduated.
Damn.
So elsewhere in the interview, they'd also discuss linking up with Quando Rondo and NBA Youngboy. And if you don't know, the context of that obviously is that if they're dissing Dirk for doing the song Back in Blood with Pooh Shiesty, Dirk's ops being Youngboy and Quando Rondo, and they're basically who's responsible for Dirk's right-hand man King Von being killed. So the EBG members basically linked up with Dirk's ops as a result of the Back in Blood song.
For sure. So shit like y'all big.
I just want y'all to know the truth. That's why I don't rap. I just want y'all to know the truth.
I say fuck Quando too, nigga. He got so many fans.
What? We saw Quando fuck with the song and shit. Bro trying to do some work with y'all, like collabing and shit.
Shout out to bro. We ain't talked about doing nothing yet, but we fuck with her. We fuck with us.
We fuck with us.
Somebody rocking some NBA merch, y'all boys.
We fuck with everybody who fuck with us.
Yeah, wait.
I seen bro in the video rocking some NBA merch. Y'all boys fucking with them boys.
Shout out to Slide. I just fuck with how bro move.
You know, I been bopping top.
Yeah. We just fuck with how bro move. Fuck everybody.
So they're locked in with Quando Rondo and Youngboy. There's a Youngboy merch, NBA merch in the videos, and they're locked in with them as a result of the beef with Dirk. So it just goes to show you how these interstate gang politics actually get clicked up. Now, in a separate interview with Real Tune TV, EBG would explain that their video was actually taken down by Pooh Shiesty. Now, it doesn't surprise me. They probably should have tweaked the beat a little bit, but it just goes to show you how petty Pooh Shiesty was willing to get. If they're taking this beef into the industry, rapping about the gun robbery, they're weaponizing copyright complaints next.
Was going crazy. We posted and went crazy on our shit. What's the video right now? I mean, that hoe was going crazy, like no bullshit. That hoe going crazy. Well, first off, before we even get into the song and the bullshit behind the song, like why it get took down? Why y'all take it down?
Daddy boys. They told their daddy.
That shit will cooperate. It will not be, they gonna do this shit eventually. They really thought this shit was gonna blow that.
You don't want you to make no money.
Gonna blow. So they took it down.
Yeah.
Look this song. We got new shit on the way. I just shot a video today.
Yeah. For sure.
So they got it taken down, man, and there was some real politics going on behind the scenes. Now, interestingly enough, the next month, in February 2021, Pooh Shiesty would be celebrating someone from EBG getting shot. This is Pooh Shiesty saying, damn, that pussy dissed, now he can't even walk. He said, y'all ain't going to put that in the next song, is it? Shit hot, ain't it? So he basically is celebrating an EBG member getting shot and allegedly turned into a vegetable. That's what they were saying. He said, damn, Pooh even told him, drop that song and you won't live to see your baby get here or something like that. Guess he wasn't lying since, not saying Shiesty did it himself, but I bet my last dollar he dropped a bag on them dude's head for dropping that song. Is dude really dead? They're saying he disabled, he's not dead. They're saying we need a Memphis sub. We do have a Memphis sub now. That's Chiracology. But they're saying Shiesty's whole gang, Chopper Gang, all posting cryptic shit. It's the guys who made the Shiesty and Dirk diss that was going viral. So yeah, that's what people are saying. So EBG Moose Slime would actually quickly respond to these rumors himself. So the EBG members would come back out and give their thoughts.
But they threw it close. You can't swing, you better down the good down there, let me down.
This says who can't walk. So they're saying that the idea that anybody got shot and turned into a vegetables cap.
Had to trade the 50 round, I threw it off. Look, young little slam, poke back on. Lay down the jam. You down, you can't walk. Oh.
So he's posting the video, he's saying who can't walk, you ain't do nothing, it's all cap basically. Now Shiesty would then clarify that his posts were directed at EBG Jizzle and he would warn that Moose Slime might actually be next to get shot.
He says the ugly main one rapping, not the other kid he next. Basically saying that Moose Slime, who's the partner in crime of EBG Jizzle, is gonna get shot too. Now watch this. He says, fuck walk. I don't even think bro talking. Where he disappeared to, you okay? Check in, give me some. So essentially what happens is after bro was shot, he disappears off the face of the earth. He's no longer on social media. He's sharing shit, of course, as he's being tagged in it, but he's not showing his face. He doesn't want people to know.
So look, that's apparently what was going on. There were shootings that were happening and it was, rumors of who was involved from EBG. Now EBG Jizzle would post from the hospital revealing that he had been shot, but he was still walking.
shit, bro. I've been hearing rumors in the wind, say I won't walk again. We don't like to come up on that block because they might turn me in. If I hear you say this shit, I'ma eat you with your chin. I ain't got shit but this ain't shit, bro. I've been hearing rumors in the wind.
So he's showing that he can move his legs. He's saying these bullet wounds ain't nothing. Right now, Pooh Shiesty would even follow up with a response, basically addressing Jizzle's hospital post. He would post,
Who this is? Who? I can't walk. This nigga goofball.
so he basically would make fun of him. He's tagging Big 30, saying they're goofballs. He's saying, who's this? Who am I doing an impression of? I can walk. He's mocking the whole situation. It just goes to show how vicious this gang war got. Now, one of the claims being alleged by EBG was that Big 30 actually shot Pooh Shiesty back in the day. Maybe by accident, maybe they was beefing, but Big 30 would take to social media to respond to these allegations too.
Hey man, I got some.
So Big 30 would say, just making shit up. I ain't never in my life shot one of my dudes, just like y'all haven't.
New for y'all today, man. Hey man, I want to all it.
And he would make another post, said, how you make a diss song about some folks you never did shit to? I'm talking about y'all ain't never even shot at us, let alone shot a MF that's with us. And you dudes is real bitches wearing bulletproof vests and stuff. You know we on your ass, lame ass dudes. That's what he would say.
Big 30 basically said, man, they talk about, ops ain't never shot down one of us. And, he basically said, man, EBG, you know what I'm saying, they walking around the city with bulletproof vests on, basically scared. You know what I'm saying, terrified of what, or what Chopper Gang got going.
So Pooh Shiesty would also kind of elaborate further on what's going on a social media post that I'll show you here. I got here in my document. This is Pooh Shiesty apparently responded. He said, got to be the worst move this capping ass gang made. 30 was driving, lying ass dude. I got 50K, you can't find who shot me. You ain't killed Rico, clown ass boy. All cap. Y'all ain't never shot at our way, killed none of us, stabbed one of us, jumped one of us. Y'all ain't even threw a rock at us or shit. Can't say we ain't do neither one. And then he put a casket and a laughing emoji. He said, you gave this bitch ass little boy the second verse. His bitch ass don't mean nothing. He said his mama can't call getting him out of this one, police ass. Okay. And he would also take complete responsibility for the robbery. So Pooh Shiesty would post, I took them choppers, nobody else. EBGK5L, F that dead dude foundation. Y'all ain't no MFing gang. So he basically is snitching on himself, says, I took them choppers, nobody else, it was me. He basically made it very, very clear that that's what was going on. Now, the two people mentioned by EBG in their Back in Blood remix that were allegedly with Pooh Shiesty when this stuff was going down were two people by the names of Mitch, MOB Mitch and Rico. So these are the lyrics that said, you keep sending all these shots, it's time to let them know what's up. Cole got dropped, Mitch got locked, so we couldn't get it back in blood. So they're basically saying that, one of the people, Rico, got dropped and Mitch got locked up. So the real people that actually were responsible for the gun robbery were locked up or hurt or dead or downed, and they couldn't actually even get it back in blood for the robbery that took place. Now, this person, Rico, was actually somebody that lost their lives. In 2019, Rico was left dead outside of a hospital. Meanwhile, Mitch was later arrested for being the driver of the vehicle. So here's details on that incident that they're rapping about there. It says, vigil held for man who was left outside of an emergency room.
Thank you, Spencer. A Memphis mother is calling for justice tonight, wanting to find who shot her son before he was left for dead outside an emergency room. Police have already made one arrest, but as WMC Action News 5's Janice Broach discovered, it's not the man investigators think is responsible for the murder. Janice.
Well, 20-year-old Rico Houston ended up here outside of St. Francis Hospital, outside the emergency room. Now, his mother held a vigil tonight to remember him, but also to ask who killed her son.
1, 2, 3. He was a sweet kid. Anybody that ran across the Rico, they would tell you the same thing I'm telling you, that he was a sweet, respectful young man. And his life just was taken in the sorry city streets of Memphis, and that's not right.
Orlish Newsom wants to know exactly how and who shot and killed her son, DeRico Houston, who went by the name Rico. He turned 20 years old last month. Police say Houston was dropped off outside the emergency room door at St. Francis Hospital in East Memphis earlier this week. The driver of the red vehicle was Mitchell Conrad.
They've been friends since the 5th grade. Since the 5th grade, these boys been together. So Why would you leave him outside like he was a piece of trash?
Police charged Mitchell Conrad on Thursday with attempted first-degree murder and the employment of a firearm. Investigators say it all started in the parking lot of a Dixie Queen on Winchester. Mitchell told police Houston and other people were in the red Jeep. Shots were fired from the red Jeep at a black Jeep at the Dixie Queen. The shooting happened after an earlier incident involving the two Jeeps. Newsom and her son's friends held a vigil near the Dixie Queen to remember Dorico Houston. What she really wants is answers.
I don't know who shot Dorico.
At this point, no one has been charged in his death.
If the guys that was in the car shot Dorico with him, they need to be charged. If the guys that was in the black car shot Dorico, need to be charged.
Now, the death of Dorico Houston is under investigation. If you know anything about that shooting, call police, call Crime Stoppers at 901-528-CASH. Live in East Memphis, Janice Broach, WMC Action News 5.
So that was the incident that went down, okay, and clearly there have been murders between these groups by the look of it. And, you know, this is something that's been going on since school. Now, interestingly enough, okay, because EBG and Chopper Gang have known each other since school days, apparently the beef would actually even cause a rift between Pooh Shiesty, Big 30, and other Chopper Gang members because these guys are all so closely intertwined.
Hey man, I want to talk about that boy Pooh Shiesty and Big 30, you know what I'm saying? I did the video yesterday talking about Pooh Shiesty when he said fuck South Memphis and, you know, South Memphis drama and shit like that. And then after I did the video, I seen Pooh Shiesty posted this post right here basically saying, you know what I'm saying, none of you niggas Chopper Gang, we 4 deep. Don't claim my shit, you know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas ops and that, you know, we beefing that, fuck y'all, you know, and it's basically got to do with the same situation, him saying fuck South Memphis. When he said that, he wasn't just literally saying fuck South Memphis. He should have been specific, you know. I guess he didn't want to, you know what I'm saying, really just put it out there, but, you know, word on the street is that some Chopper Gang members, you know what I'm saying, was seen hanging with some of Pooh Shiesty ops, and word on the street is the ops is EBG, you know, and I guess they were kicking it with them niggas and they brought them back to South Memphis and they were kicking it, you know what I'm saying, and you know the word got back to Pooh Shiesty and 30 and them and they were like fuck them, you know what I'm saying. That's why he posted the post saying, man, you know what I'm saying, y'all niggas ain't Chopper Gang no more, you know what I'm saying, we 4 deep now, you know, and it's crazy. I feel him on that because, you know, you hanging with a nigga ops or enemies or anything like that, man, it feel like some backdoor shit going on, you know what I'm saying, like, and also you gotta remember EBG, some EBG members and Chopper Gang members went to school together, so a lot of times when y'all was cool or grew up together, you know what I'm saying, went to school together, and then the beef started, a lot of niggas don't want to let go of them old friendships, you know, it could be that, or like I said, it could be some backdoor type shit going on, but
so look, even Pooh Shiesty's disowning people from Chopper Gang, and it just goes to show you, look, this guy's been shiesty for years, all right? There's other robberies that he's been involved in, allegedly, all right, that I'm going to talk about soon, but this is kind of a big, famous kind of throwback incident where, you know, he allegedly just ran off with a whole bunch of guns. It was rapped about in the song, and it just goes to show you this low-key, this is a pattern of behavior that's unfortunately emerged, all right? But anyway, if I get some more good info on Pooh Shiesty, I'll be sure to keep you guys updated. I'm going to keep digging into him and his backstory. This is a little throwback for you guys, but that's it for me today. I'm going to go out. I'm going to go have some fun. I'm going to go have a little time away from the desk for a little bit today, but I will be back very soon. I've got some exciting things coming for you guys, especially in the next few days. So stay tuned, man, and thank you for watching this one. I'll keep you guys posted if I hear any more news, but that's it for me.